Hello everyone. I've created some programs to help us automate some of the tasks that we do as intervention facilitators. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about getting your RTI list. So this is the list of people who have failed 3 or more core classes or classes necessary to graduate. And the first thing I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to go to data mining within Skyward. And so you just go to Students, Data Mining, and it'll bring up your reports. You can change this to all reports, reports to display all reports. And I need you to look for this report 002 RTI List Failure Report. It's created by me, Doug Tuck, and the date created is 12/01/2016. You're going to need to edit this report, so you can just hit edit. Hopefully it's editable by everyone, or at least clone it and then edit. And I need you to go into Fields over here. And I want you to just take a look. There's a bunch of stuff on this report because I need a lot of things when I'm looking at my RTI students. But the one that you have to change every time you run this report is 2017 Term 2, or whatever term you need it to be. So when I created this report, the most recent grades were Term 2, but most of you now will be looking at Term 3. So you need to delete this, 2017 Term 2, Cycle 2, regular classes. And you need to put 2017 Term 3, Cycle 3, regular grades in its place. Sorry, I said regular classes last time, but that's not correct. So just add and delete fields, change that, and then save, and then come back up to ranges. And when you're looking at a Skyward report, make sure you're always checking your fields and your ranges, that they're the way that you want them to be. And the only thing that I've changed in the ranges this time is in your term and cycle regular grades. I just want failing grades, so I changed it to 000 and 069, and then you run that report. Just hit Excel and then get on out of there. So hit Excel, and it'll take a few minutes, so you can hit back and then you can go to your print queue, and that'll take you about 20 minutes or so. Let's see the last time. So okay, just 14. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second. Feel free to pause the video and then come back, and once you have that report completely run, then we can do something with it. Alright, we are back. So now that you have your report, you can see that I just paused. Didn't really do that. So now that you have your report, we are looking at that. So 002 RTI List Failure Report. You can open it up. You have all this good information here. We're going to copy that onto the file that I sent you. So this is the file I sent you, RTI List Macro Master. Open it up. It's going to ask you, this is a dangerous file. Do you want to enable some of the things that are saved on it? And if you trust me, then trust the file and just hit enable. If you look down at the bottom, there are 2 tabs. There's RTI Class List Fix. This is a list of all of the classes that we have here at Garland High School, and I've taken the ones that I wanted for my RTI classes and copied them here. So in column E, I have the 2017 grade course. In the column F, I have 2017 grade course description. So you need those classes in those positions for this to work. I think really you just need here E, but you need those grade course numbers here if you want to compile a proper RTI list. So I just got all of our classes in here and then copied over the RTI list. It didn't take too long because you're really just looking for specific classes in the 1s through 4s range and then the 7s range, but we can always come back and change that later if the RTI classes change. So you put those there, and then you come over to this original tab, and here you've got the headers that you're going to want to see when you have the other information. So we're going to go to our report that we already created, and I'm going to do Control A because that selects all of the data, and then I'm going to hit Control C, but all you really need to do is copy that data. So you could also just select and then right click, however you want to do it, and then bring up my RTI List Macro Master, and I'm going to paste. Make sure you've got your headers up here because those are important for the program I created, and then the data underneath. And all you do, once you have everything in place, is hit View up here at the top, View, over to Macros, and then View Macros, and you should only have one thing in here unless you've created some other macros, and RTI List is the name of this program, and so you just hit Run, click. Now some of the things that are happening at this point, it is finding all of the failing grades for a student's ID number, and then it is sorting out. So it deletes students who have 2 or fewer failures in these classes. It's also going to delete out any special ed kids, delete out any ESL kids, because I don't deal with those here on campus. I can remove those as part of a program if you want me to set something up for you specifically, but then it's going to sort them. And as you can see, we've got some good information here. So we've, oh, I already stopped. Okay, so if you look down at the bottom, we have our 2 original tabs. And then we've got totals. Now totals is something that I like using because it keeps all of the classes that the students failed. So as you can see, in column O you've got the classes that they failed, in column P you've got the teachers, and in column Q you have the score that they've got. And as part of my program, I've added some columns, an RTI column, an RTI failure count column, and then a failure ID. And this failure ID is how many classes the student failed. So you can see there's just a couple here because I had to fake all of this data, and that took an annoyingly long time. But it left us with some good information here. So if you look, that's in the totals, so you can look and see all the classes and what they failed and how badly they failed it. And then you can also come to this RTI list. So this is the second, the fourth tab, the second new tab down at the bottom. And this is a sorted list of all of your students who have failed 3 or more RTI classes. So you've got their Skylert ID if you want to do a Skylert callout. You've got their student ID. You have their grade. You have their student last name, student first name, middle initial. You have the email of the parents. So I immediately shoot off an automated call to all of these parents. I immediately shoot off an email to all of these parents in hopes that I can reach them without doing it manually. But then you'll also see I've got parents' first and last name. I have their language, so I know how I'm going to try to speak with them. Then I've got 2 phone numbers. So about 10 minutes after grades lock, I can have my RTI list all set up, and I can be calling parents immediately to save myself a little bit of time. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to me via email, and I will help you get them sorted. Thanks.